I'm gonna beat the holy hell out of one of you. Edie.
Yes.
Meanie.
Since you're in the club now, you get to wear the hat.
Love you, Dad.
I love you.
Miney.
I believe this one. Bloom for your little girl.
Mom.
You don't need a picture of me. You never will again.
Catch. The tiger.
You doing this because you want to die?
No.
It's tough.
We can find a way. I'm still with you.
If
We can make it.
dolphins, he hollers. Let him go.
Wherever we all wind up. You in?
I'm in.
My mother
I've changed, adapted. I'm a survivor.
pick the very best.
We fight. We do it together.
And you
As long as it's all of us, we can do anything.
are it.
Through Hell's Gate,
I won't let you die out there.
the ground shakes
Everything's his, or will be.
away.
There are rules. You earn what you take.
Whatever he's done to you, there's always more.
Stay.
We should have made a deal with them when we could have.
You should know. There is no door number 4. This is the only way.
Where iron meets flame.
I don't know what the hell's going on in the most wonderful way.
I am King Ezekiel. Welcome to the kingdom.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. We have a tiger. This is like Walking Dead's We Have a Hulk moment, so let's break it down. Really big montage here of all the characters that are lined up by Negan. Like if you guys didn't know, like that's why they hit all these characters beats, reminding you of all the big character arcs that they tried to set up last season, hitting all the relationships, like you have Glenn, Maggie, this baby that they might be happening, this potential future they're trying to build that we might miss out on because one of these characters is definitely gonna die. Whatever your complaints were about the finale, about the things that they did not do, like the big cliffhanger with Negan, Robert Kirkman did say that they would satisfy all that in the premiere. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily super connected to any of these characters in a way that would make me really upset if they were to die. Like if you've read the comic, you know a certain character in particular dies, so you're probably expecting that, but because the TV show is deviated from the comic, especially in earlier seasons, you really just can't say like it's going to be exactly like it is in the comics. But when they do comic book things, they are definitely 100% faithful. So like the really big moments like Negan's introduction, his speech is ripped right out of the comics. So there are two really big things that they're hyping up in this trailer. One is Negan finally feeding one of the survivors to Lucille. Two is setting up what's going on with the rest of the season. This is a wider world. Like I think that was an actual line from as far back as season 5, maybe it was early season 6. It was when they were first getting settled in the safe zone. Like they were learning, oh my god, there's this huge community, but wait, there are many more communities. So now we're just getting to see some of those other communities. They're building the world out. And the one big new place is the kingdom. Like we've already met the Saviors. One of their, big main bases is called the Foundry. The other place that we've only we haven't been to, but we've met some of the people from there, is the kingdom. That's who those people in the armor are that Rick and Morgan ran into. The really interesting thing about them is that even though they seem really helpful, they have Ezekiel here as kind of like their leader. He has his tiger. It's named Shiva. I'm so happy they're doing the tiger. It's a big thing in the comics, And it's so hard to do big animals like that on TV that I can't wait to see the behind the scenes of how they actually got it to act in scenes. Like, it's usually really expensive and time consuming to do stuff like that. So the villain is obviously Negan, like, very clearly positioning him as the biggest of big bads that we've ever seen, way worse than the governor. And you kind of get a sense of it when he's talking, but one of the things that, Robert Kirkman said that he really likes about Negan that makes him so terrifying is because he's so charismatic. Like, he could just talk to you forever, like give you this really impassioned speech, and then just completely come off like he was bullshitting you the whole time. So you never really know when he's telling the truth. And I think, Robert Kirkman joked that he was a used car salesman before the apocalypse. So it looks like we're getting some better shots of the Foundry here with Dwight, more of Negan with a bloody Lucille, him just kind of walking around. Pretty safe to say this bloody shot of the Bat is from that first episode, like right after he bashes one of their brains in. More of Jesus being a badass. One of the big reasons, especially in the comics, for Robert Kirkman writing in all these other new characters, is you just kind of freshen the story up. Like, you shake things up, you expand the world, it gives you the opportunity to bring in a bunch of new people and change the narrative. Really, like, the biggest things I'm most excited for, though, are seeing the actual the actual Foundry, meeting some of the other saviors. Not all of them are terrible. Like, I know, you see Negan and you think that they're all psychopaths, but some of them are also just totally normal people that are trying to survive. And they just have to do whatever Negan says. Like, that's part of the terms of the agreement. Like, you have to give him half your stuff. I say by comparison, the Kingdom is a little bit closer to the safe zone. It's a little more hardcore. Like, as you can see, they're all armored up. They're a little more warlike, but Ezekiel isn't like a complete crazy person in the way that Negan is. Like, he's the other side of the coin. Like, things are getting crazier, but like, Negan is the bad side of that. The Kingdom and Ezekiel is the good side of that. I know he says his name is King Ezekiel, welcome to the Kingdom, but he's not as crazy as he sounds. Like, he's not Negan level crazy. But let me know what you guys think of the trailer. Like, are you really excited for Ezekiel, the Kingdom? Obviously, everyone's kind of pumped for Negan just because he and Lucille are going to shake things up so much. And I think everybody just kind of waiting for that payoff. The only other time I think people have screamed for blood this much was when Ollie betrayed Jon Snow on Game of Thrones during season 5. So actually, that's another good question. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is getting the business end of Lucille? Do you think it's going to be like in the comic books? And if you have read the comics and you want to talk about Ezekiel, the Kingdom, or any of that stuff, or who gets Lucille'd in the comics, just please use spoiler tags. But if you guys didn't know, in related Comic-Con news, like, day 2 of Comic-Con is coming to a close as I'm making this video. Day 3, Saturday, is going to be all Marvel and DC. There's a whole bunch of TV and movie trailers that are going to be dropping. I will be live tweeting all that stuff. Here are the links for that if you guys want to follow along. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for the first real Game of Thrones Season 7 teaser trailer, and you can click here for all the Marvel Netflix stuff. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.